Does it make me feel bad? Yes, it does. Does it stop me from creating videos in English? Nah, it doesn't. Hi there! Language learning is as simple as that. You start learning it in school and then it never ends. And usually it's graded from A1 to C2, and that's it. Top 100 commonly used words, grammar tests, and so on. It all works perfectly fine if you're just learning to understand the language. It's a carcass, a skeleton. But what makes the juicy meat of the language? It's the message. It's the person who's using it. Language is a tool to use, just like a hammer or a duct tape. You can create with it. You can fix with it. You can kill with it. Don't do that though. I mean, you get the overall idea, right? Being correct is not the same thing as being understood correctly. And that's something that changed language learning for me. Because now I'm no longer humiliated by my accent or by stupid mistakes that I make in English, just because I'm not a native speaker, and probably you've already understood that. I still forget some words. Just like right now. I know how to use a hammer, but I can still accidentally hit my finger with it. Just like I can make a real stupid mistake in English that would ruin the context of my message, but that's something that I've done in my native language as well. Does it make me feel bad? Yes, it does. Does it stop me from creating videos in English? Nah, it doesn't. By the way, for those learning a language, I've got a couple of tips for you. It doesn't really matter how many notebooks you've used. It's a stage when quantity gradually becomes quality. I still have a ton of videos where I am trying to get rid of all my notebooks from school, because that was the time when I started actively to learn English, and that's when it became very hectic. A big part of it was learning by myself. I don't know really when that started, but I think it started with the books and the toys that I received from my grandma, who at that time lived in the US. As a child, when you see a toy or when you see a book but you can't read it, you can't understand how to play with that, yeah, that's a big motivation. Another thing that I want to say is don't wait for perfect conditions for learning something. I've never been to an English-speaking country, and that's totally fine. I probably will be able to travel. Not with my weak passport right now, but that's a whole different story. And on this journey of learning English, I was using just what was available for me. Books, the internet, movies, whatever. Really, don't wait for the perfect conditions to come. Be able to learn anywhere, anytime, when you want to, when you don't want to, whatever. Usually it's achieved by building discipline and very strong motivation that overcomes all the difficulties. Perfection isn't the goal, because learning a language isn't a goal in itself. It's better to understand what you are learning the language for. Is it to understand other people? Is it to watch movies without subtitles? Is it to go traveling? Or is it for some business? Whatever is your goal, it always defines your path, because it defines what you need exactly from the language. Just because language is a verbal tool for communication. And in communication, the most important thing is to be understood correctly, not to be correct. If you can get to the point when you are understood correctly, it means that everything's going very good for you. But at the same time, do not settle for the comfort of what I've mentioned. Language is still a skill, and like any other skills, it is to be mastered, so don't stop learning it. So what language are you learning right now, and how many languages can you speak already? Don't be shy about it. If you can understand the language, if you can convey the message correctly, yes, you can say that you speak the language. You can't say that you know it, but you can speak it.